Hello. As most of you know, my name is Noelle Adler and I am clinical lead for SEC Taunton. And here I am, and you know where I am. I'm in my favourite place, the greenhouse. And today's subject is next steps and Japanese bunching onions. And I always promise you a link, and there is a link. And forgive me if it's not clear. And it made me aware, actually, being back in the greenhouse and talking to you, that it's almost a year since I first did a blog from my greenhouse. And I think, gosh, what a year it's been for all of us. And we were catapulted into it, weren't we? There was not a lot of choice. It felt really sudden, really immediate, really emergency. And bush, we were in the first lockdown and the pandemic was roaring. And I think there was a lot of fear and a lot of resentment. And then I think for some of us, there was a bizarre relief. Because here we were in our little cocoons, being told what to do, and if we stuck to the rules, maybe we would be all right. And not a bad cocoon to trundle along in. And of course, for therapists, I mean, we were lucky enough that for most of our clients, we could work on Zoom. So in fact, we could keep connection with each other and with our clients. So now is a different emergence. It's far less rapid. It's far less clear. The picture at the end of it is completely unknown. We feel we ought to make the next steps, and we're being told by June it's all you know, we will be out there, we're back to normal, what on earth that means in this climate. And so I thought, oh gosh, all of us will have our own response to this, from I am so over lockdown and release me and let me free and hey world, here I am, to the hibernators amongst us who go, do I ever really want to leave the therapy room and my little Zoom, and I know how to do this now, and why would I emerge into the world? So all of us on that spectrum have a different response. But I also see amongst all of us that this transition, these next steps, trigger things. They trigger, I think, deep uncertainty, deep unknowing, deep fear. And in so doing, I think our most primitive responses are evoked, right down to the deepest place of, will I actually exist out there? And if I do, what on earth will my shape be? Who am I, and what will I be, and what will it look like? And of course, you know, none of us know. And all we do know is that our footprint will be different. We have left one footprint. I was thinking of days in the south of France on the beach, reminiscing about those times. And you know, when you put your foot down in sand and your next foot and your next foot, and I see little ones trying to do this, they try to replicate, don't they? They try to put their feet back where those footprints were, and it never quite works. We can't quite do the same footprint. And I think this is going to be the same. We have left one footprint, pre-COVID life. I can't imagine quite stepping back there. COVID life is semi-changing. Again, we will leave that footprint, and our next footprint, the one we're about to make, we're not sure of. And I know for me, when I get uncertain, I get full of the middle of the night anxious little thoughts about, gosh, do I know what a pound coin looks like anymore? Because I haven't used money for a year. And how will I pay for parking? And will I be able to wear shoes again? Because that's been a long time as well. And I definitely know I will never wear structured clothes again. My clothes will always, from now on, henceforth, heretofore, be unstructured. Goodbye waistbands. So yeah, we are full of imaginings, we're full of wonderings, we're full of questions, and timetables. That's the other thing I think a lot about. It's like, whoopsie, who will want to come back face to face? How will I fit that in? When will I do that? Will I do that on the same days? How will it be? Will I have to, be wearing a mask at work now? And for all those who've had to wear a mask throughout and have been in the centre, and for all those who wear PPE kit, thank you, and well done. It must seem quite trivial, this conversation, but I think it has a value in the sense of naming a collective uncertainty, a collective unsurety about what will emerge. And as I use that word emerge, I have to show you my Japanese bunching onion seedlings. There they are, in one of my pre-COVID plastic pots that I recycle. Gorgeous little seeds, and they've popped up. I mean, who wouldn't want to grow a Japanese bunching onion? But I had no idea that was the shape they were going to take. And I suppose that's why I want to show them to you, because when you plant seeds, you kind of do it with faith and hope and huge imagination. And then, of course, what happens is some emerge, some don't. Terrible. But those that emerge are very much welcomed, and there's huge excitement to the shape. What shape are they going to take? And I would say to you, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. It's a little bit uncertain. And we are going to be annoyed at the ruffling that we get when we have to move, when we have to journey, when we have to park the car and drive up the M5 and have a shower and not just look reasonable from here up. There's a ruffling and there might be an irritation at that. But I think also what we miss in the grooves of our Zoom cocooned life is casual inspiration. So we don't just bump into people. We don't just see things. We don't have that little bit of grit in the oyster that makes a different shape. We don't have the energetic exchange or the visceral feel. So, I mean, I'm terrified of going to prison, and I hope to God that never happens to me. But what my little groove has brought me to a closer understanding of the relief I hear people in prison talk about, of the giving up. So we talk about institutionalization, that when people have been very institutionalized, they lose confidence. Now, I have a terrible concern that actually, a year's lockdown virtually has done that to us. We have become institutionalized in our soft clothes, our slippers, our Zoom invitations, we don't have to make choices, we don't have to make decisions, because you know what, we can't go anywhere, we can't see anywhere, we can't do anything. And I think there is a danger. There is a danger in that when your life becomes very small, it can feel very safe, but you lose confidence. So I do think it's important we step out. I do think it's important we try and burst our seed pod or leave our cocoon and be back into the world. But what I would like to say to you is that it's okay to feel alarmed, it's okay to feel frightened, it's okay to feel resentful, and take your time about it. It's, you need to grow. You need to grow at your own pace. Okay. Well, that's it for me for now. Goodbye.